So yes, Minnie has lied multiple times. However, I'm going to choose to believe that she is actually dealing with congestive heart failure, which is a serious issue, and I hope that she really is serious about taking care of that. With that said, I'm very happy that she's with 85 South because I love the way they love her. I feel like they give her love and attention, especially from a man that she desires. I'm not saying that it's healthy for her to cope that way, but just this opening scene with just them, just, I don't know. She looks so bright and happy, and although I don't like the things that she's doing, I know that there has to be some kind of suffering going on within her to make her react and do the things that she's doing. Like, nobody makes up a pregnancy and lies about a miscarriage if they're not dealing with something. You don't just wake up and be diabolical. Like, something is definitely going on there. Just to see her being loved on by 85 South, to me, I really enjoyed this scene. I enjoyed this Minnie in this scene, and I just enjoyed her just being loved on because I think that's a huge issue with her. Like, this is why she makes up these things. This is why she goes along with these lies. This is why she hurts people or try to make herself the center of attention, especially when the situation is concerning men, because she has issues with her father, and it comes out in the way that she does certain things, and also the way that she's reacting to this positive attention from 85 South. So I'm happy that she got somebody in her life who has not been affected by her mess and is able to love on Minnie. So now that Amanda is engaged, Tanya now decides that she wants to be married to Von. Von, the same guy that she cheated on with Nico and had a baby by, and Von is raising that child. I get it. Von is a great guy, you know what I mean? I really think that he loves Tanya despite everything, and that's I guess what a marriage makes, you know what I mean? Like, you love your partner in spite of their flaws, and Tanya has a lot of flaws. However, I don't feel, in my opinion, from what I've seen on the show, that she is ready to take the next step into marriage with Von. I personally believe that her and Nico will never be done. They have something there that is just very, like, they have like this magnetic kind of passion that is, you can't really match it to her and Von. And I think that she wants to be with Von because he's a good guy. And what women want to have, like, a really great man who loves and supports them in their life. However, you have to be attracted to them, and you actually have to love them and have something there. And I don't think that Tanya has it with Von. I think that he is the subtle guy. He is the guy that was good to you and has been chasing you your entire life, and the guy that you really wanted didn't work out, so you went back with this guy. Then the guy that you didn't want, that you really wanted, came back into your life, and you tried to make it work in it, and it didn't work for a very long time. And then you finally got to the point where you were just like, I just want to be loved, so I'm going to get with this person who has loved me the whole time, although I have a stronger passion with the one that never treated me right. And I think that's what's happening with Tanya. I do feel like she's getting in a better place with Nico, so I don't think that she is even ready to have the talk with Von. I feel like she also needs to be by herself. However, she got a lot of kids, so mother got to do what she got to do. But I'm just like, Von is a nice guy, and I think he's a great partner for her. However, he is still a person, and I don't want to see somebody use somebody who is so good to her. You know what I mean? Like, he's very great to her, and my heart goes out to him because it's very evident to the viewers watching that she does not feel the same. So I don't want her to use him for her own glory when he's not getting the same love in return. I just think it's way too soon for her to be having this conversation, especially when she's still nursing Nico's baby. So Minnie's back to her manipulative ways. She's talking to the girls, and she's actually talking to Sam. She's telling her that, she really hasn't told the girls about her condition because she doesn't want to get sympathy from the girls. And I'm just like, I don't see that. I remember every episode so far, Minnie telling everybody. She told the girls, she told production, she told the viewers, she told extras, she told anybody walking in and out of the scene that she has an issue. So I don't know where this is coming from. I'm starting to think that maybe she's just very delusional, that she tells so many lies, and she does so much mess that she just doesn't realize when she's in it. And she's getting to the point where she's starting to believe the lies, because I'm like, girl, you've told us that you have this issue since day one. Like, we all know about your problems. Minnie tells everybody. So for her to here, even in this, I feel like she's being manipulative, because for her to say that to Sam, like, I'm not telling anybody because I don't want sympathy, I feel like that's her still trying to garner sympathy. She's so good, and because she's dealing with something, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I want to go a little bit easy on her. But it's like, when she does this manipulative stuff, I'm like, oh, Minnie, So then we get this scene where the pregnant hellhound is now mad at Minnie because she picked out her sister's ring. See, Minnie, this is what happens when you try to be the center of attention. Sometimes it goes wrong, and this time it went wrong for you, girl. To be honest with you, I'm glad that this clique of demons is breaking up because they are not good together. When they are all together, they are very toxic. Andre is toxic and Minnie is toxic. And then when they bring in Amanda, who is so easily manipulated by the both of them, they just become this toxic trio that infests the whole group. So maybe them breaking up will allow some joy to finally come into this group because they have been, see, I'm fine with Miss Juicy Baby, right? I think that she's very comical. She's also messy at times, okay? I can take the messy. I cannot take the anger and just cutting to the core of somebody and just they're just all so miserable and manipulative and light. I can't take them all together. So hopefully with them breaking up, we can get some balance in this show, which is what this show needs. I think compared to last week's episode and the week before, the viewership is starting to turn on this show. Like, everybody is now petitioning for the twins to get off. And I feel like with the breakup of this trio, we will get a balance and maybe people will back off of them not being on the show, because I myself got a little tired of their antics on the show and just them being so negative. It does seem like this episode and probably the coming episodes, they're going to address her behavior, and I also think that Amanda and her is going to separate, especially now that she is getting married to Jordan. And I don't want to say that they're not good together, because I feel like they love and support each other. The Hellhounds, they love and support each other, but they can also support each other through some really dark mess within this group. And Minnie, a lot of the times, is the ringleader, and she knows that she can manipulate them and get them on her side because they are very emotional for no reason whatsoever. I think it's more, I don't think it has anything to do with their size. I think it has everything to do with they're very spoiled. Their parents, I think, spoils them because of their size, and Minnie's mother does the same thing. So they get away with a lot of things, and I don't get that they were ever really disciplined. The same with Minnie. And I think, and I can understand the perspective of a parent. It's just like your child is in a world where they are very different, and you just want to love on them, and you overlook their bad behavior because you just want to protect your child in a world that will not be quite nice to them, right? But I feel like in that raising of them, they made them rotten to the core. It's just like people are now starting to come for their paycheck. You know what I mean? Before it was interesting and it was cute, and when they popped off a little bit, sometimes I was kind of here for it. Now I'm just like, something has to happen because I can't take this in my spirit every Wednesday. So I plan on going to Atlanta this summer with my sisters, and I'm thinking about adding Sweet Spot on the list. If you're from Atlanta, let me know in the comment section below if you've been there and you know what your experience was, because this looks like a lot of fun. Like, I'm loving the colors. Like, pink is my thing. I don't know if you can really see it in my closet, but it's my thing. And I'm really interested in just, you know, checking it out. I'm an earthy kind of glam girl, you know what I mean? I'm earthy to like how I try to take care of myself, but the rest of me is glam, okay? Don't get it twisted. But I really want to see what this Sweet Spot is about. Wait, so I didn't know that Jordan didn't involve Amanda's parents. Now, I'm fine with him not involving her miserable sister, but not her parents, especially her father. Like, that's just tradition. That's just the way it is. You have to ask the father for permission, and then you ask the mother. I don't know. I just, man. Do they not approve of him as well? That just threw me off. Like, I was not ready. I mean, it makes sense because they weren't there, and I feel like if they knew that she was going to get engaged, they love those girls. They would be there with the kids and everything. So, okay, maybe the parents don't like any of the men they bring home, because I feel like there's something, like, Jordan seems like a very sweet guy, right? But last season, Amanda started crying and Jordan started crying. They were in some scene and they were talking about how she wasn't ready to marry him because they had some things that they dealt with in the past that they're still trying to get over. And I don't know if it's him cheating or I don't know what it is, but they never actually mentioned it. So I'm starting to think that we're only seeing the good guy of Jordan on TV, but there's another part of him that we just don't see, and that's the part that Amanda was crying about last season, because I don't understand. Like, Jordan's a very sweet guy, so I just don't understand what he could have done, but we don't see him 24/7, so something must have happened to make the parents be like, nah, I don't want this kid a part of my daughter's life. I don't know, but it just seems really weird that Jordan, being the good guy that he is on this show at least, that he wouldn't ask her parents. So here is something that may shock you all because it's shocking me right now. I'm going to defend Minnie, especially against Andrea. So Andrea goes over to her sister's house. I feel like there's something there. I do feel like she is upset that she was not involved. What sister wouldn't be, especially if you're a twin, and especially if you're very close to your sister? I would feel some type of way, right? However, I feel like this is layered with a lot of things. I always felt like she had some slight jealousy against her sister because she was in a more stable relationship, although I could be wrong about that, concerning the fact that Jordan didn't ask Amanda's parents for a hand in marriage. However, I feel like they look the stablest out of both relationships, and she got engaged. She's been with Chris for forever, has currently three kids. Oh, not currently. Did she lose the baby? Anyway. Well, is, you know, pregnant with his third child, their third child together, and he still hasn't put a ring on it, right? So I feel like this whole anger at Minnie is misplaced anger because she really doesn't want to, or really can't tell her sister, and who would, that I'm kind of jealous because I want the same thing too. So I feel like there's that in it as well. Anyway, she goes over to her sister's house and they talk about her engagement or whatever. And then she immediately starts dumping on Minnie and being just nasty and saying terrible things about her and saying that she was throwing it in her face. Although I don't think that Minnie was specifically throwing it in her face. I think that Minnie wants to be the center of attention. That's just her issue. She likes to have the attention on her. She wanted to take that attention. I'm not saying she did it intentionally. I'm just saying that this is who she is. She wanted all of everybody was so excited about Amanda, and Minnie was just like, I want this too. So she started making the whole situation about her. I don't even think she was thinking about Andrea. She was thinking about Minnie. However, that pissed Andrea off because, once again, that is her twin, that is her sister. They are very close. She wanted to be involved, and she felt like Minnie was rubbing it in her face, and I just felt like Minnie was unaware because Minnie was so full of self. So anyway, Andrea starts saying these nasty things about Minnie. Then she brings up that she's not a good godmother and just starts going in and saying that she doesn't want her to be the godmother of her daughter anymore, and just being very petty, and then just saying like she's not a good godmother because she doesn't see her. She just buys her clothes and she's out, you know, going to the club when she should be picking her up and watching her. And I'm just like, excuse me? Absolutely not. You made the decision to lay down, have sex, and get pregnant by a guy who was never stable in the first place and have that child. It is not her responsibility to take care of your child. A godmother responsibility or a godparent's responsibility is to step in and help you when they can. It is not to be a convenient babysitter for you or another baby daddy. So I'm Team Minnie on this one. She does not have to raise your child. You asked her to be the godmother. She said yes, she was excited. Whatever she does for your child is a blessing, and you ought to be thankful for that. So to try to tear her down and talk about, see, this is why I ain't nobody's godparent. I'm not gonna have nobody hold no child over me that I did not birth, okay? Absolutely not. The devil is a liar. So Miss Juicy Baby can be messy, right? And she can be messy to the point where it kind of gets on my nerves. I feel like you gotta be messy at some points in this show, and I feel like she's probably doing a bit too much this season, especially with Tanya. However, I love the advice that she gave her. When Miss Juicy Baby is just being Miss Juicy Baby, I love it because I feel like she is a very sweet and wise soul. This marriage advice that she was giving Tanya, it was so kind. It was so from the heart. I became even more of a fan of her than I was when I started watching this show because she was always like the girl for me. Like I said, I don't really have any special people on any of these reality TV shows, but Miss Juicy Baby is such a bright light outside of this show that I just, you know, I stand for her a bit, right? So this sweet part of her just really giving Tanya some good advice. I miss this, and I kind of want more of this because I just didn't like how she started off messy when Tanya invited her out to talk to get some marriage advice, and she started off with, well, who are you thinking about marrying, Nico or Vaughn? Like, you know who she's talking about. Like, don't take away from a really sweet moment by being messy. That's the thing with Miss Juicy Baby. I don't mind her being messy. It's just that she doesn't know when to turn it off, and that bothers me. They are going on a wine trip. Minnie put it together because she kind of wants to squash the beef that she has with Andrea. However, I just feel like Minnie just didn't. She's just very delusional. I think that's what it is, because I don't think that she would intentionally do that because, no tea, no shade, I think that Minnie is a punk. I think that all of her life, her mother has fought all of her fights, so she never really had to do it. And I kind of think that she's afraid of the twins, specifically Andrea, right? So I don't think that she knows what she's doing. Hold on. Before we even go a bit farther, let's get to Amanda. Did she get a little tan before this trip? Because the mother is like beyond orange at this point. She is giving me like a caramel macchiato, and I ain't never known her to be this dark. Anyway, while they're on a party bus, Minnie keeps on talking. Like before, she's talking about how she wants to fix the issues that she has with Amanda and Andrea, and she knows that she's upset about, you know, her being there to pick the ring, but that was Jordan's doing. She's saying this the whole time, right? However, on this party bus, when you're saying you want to fix something with somebody and you know that the engagement is a soft spot, why do you keep on bringing it up? Like, she keeps on talking about how she was doing this and how she was doing that and how Jordan was telling her to do this and how they were both in cahoots to get this engagement off the ground. And again, I think that the pregnant hellhound is just nasty, and a lot of times I can't stand her. But I understood her anger at that point, because you already know that I'm dealing with something. So you're gonna put me on this bus where I can't get away and continue to dig and dig and dig. Even if it wasn't intentional, it still hurt, because it hurt me. I'm like, girl, shut up. You know she got a problem with it. You know this is her sister. It's something huge for her sister, and she wasn't a part of it. She gonna feel some sort of way. So why do you keep on talking about the huge role that you had in her sister's engagement? Minnie is messy. Minnie is messy just like Miss Juicy Baby, but she hides behind afflictions so nobody calls her on it. But she messy. She messy. This is why you have to address things and not hold on to alts or issues, because when you get into a situation with somebody and you get like a moment, you blow up and everything that you have been feeling comes up. Even stuff that you never mentioned just comes up and you look like you're in the wrong. This is what's happening with the pregnant hellhound. So Minnie has been digging at her all day. Again, I don't think it's intentional. I just think that Minnie likes Minnie, and she likes to be the center of attention. She's been saying stuff about the weddings, the ring, the engagement, and all of these things. So the pregnant hellhound has had enough. She goes off on Minnie, and she goes off on Minnie to the point where she starts to insult her sister and her fiance by taking her hand and saying that if Jordan would have picked her, she would have got a better ring. I don't think that she thinks that. I just think that they are very immature, and when the both of them get upset, they say mean things, especially the pregnant one, right? So she starts going off, and then all of these issues that she had with Minnie starts coming up. Now, one of the issues that she talked about was the fact that Minnie lied about being pregnant and having a miscarriage. So she made her the godmother of her daughter because of that. She really wanted it to be her sister, but because somebody who she considered to be her best friend lost her child, she did that. And that really angered her, right? But because I honestly believe this, she loves Minnie so much, she let it go. Because this is the thing, and I think this is the sign of a good friend, and I do think that they're good friends, but I just think that they're just toxic together, right? There's love there, but there's a toxic relationship. When they all link up, they're just terrible people. But when you love someone, specifically just speaking about friends, because you have such a love for them, you'll let certain things go that you do not think are big enough to sever your relationship with, right? The relationship that you have. Also, even if you have an issue with your friend, when they're being attacked by everybody, you drop the issue you got and you just go into full attack mode for them. And that's what was happening. When Minnie revealed that she lied, all of the other women got pissed, as they should have. But because the twins really loved Minnie, they let that slide, that she lied to them as well, and they started defending her against everybody else who they believe don't love her or are friends to her like they are. That's what happened. And so now that she's in this position where Minnie has, in her mind, she believes done something to her personally, everything that she felt about her is coming up, especially the fact that she lied about being pregnant, and she regrets now making her the godmother. So all of these things are coming up about the baby, and Minnie is getting hurt, which, I mean, how could she not? She was saying some terrible things to her, really saying how she's a horrible godmother, really saying how she doesn't do anything for the baby. And can I just be honest? I remember last season, Andrea wasn't letting anybody see the baby. Minnie had to like go over there unannounced to try to go see her because she just wasn't really letting anybody see the baby because her and Chris were going through something and she was trying to hide the fact that her relationship was falling apart. So like, she can't read your signals. She needs to know, like she is not in your mind. She needs to know when and when she cannot see the baby because it is your child, Andrea. So I don't know. I agree with the both of them in aspects, right? I understand Andrea being pissed off with Minnie, with her lying about being pregnant and losing the baby, right? However, you got to be adult enough to address that, because if you're adult enough to have a baby, then you got to be adult enough to handle adult situations. And this one situation is just pure communication. You should have told her that from the jump. You know what I mean? But I get why she was upset. You know what I mean? She was just like, she lied to me. And I made her the godmother and I wanted it to be you, but I chose her because my friend was hurting. Understand. I also understand Minnie feeling attacked when, one, she can only see her goddaughter when the mother allows, and she's been doing her best. Like Andrea has said that she's been providing for the child. So it's like, if she can't see her, of course she's going to buy some stuff and send it to her because you're not allowing her to see her as much as you believe you are because you're pissed off at her right now. That's what's happening. So everything is just magnified because not only is she slightly jealous of her sister, she's also very pissed off that she was not involved in a very important moment in her life. That's what it is. And those twins, whenever they get mad, their mouth, because they probably can't fight, I believe they can't fight, because I mean, they got a lot of bark, but I don't think they got bite. So because of that, their mouths are just weapons, and you can't keep on tearing people down and apologizing, because at some point there's going to be somebody who won't deal with that. And I think this is probably happening with them and Minnie. And I also, although I don't like how it's going down, I think it's a good thing. They are not good together, and I'm happy that this clique is breaking up. That's where it ends. Next week is going to be even messier and even juicier, and I will be there to review it. Stop by and let's discuss the show in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the following episode of Little Women Atlanta. Bye, guys.